Our big story this afternoon, Arizona votes. The primary election is in full swing here in the desert.
Good evening, or good afternoon, I should say, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for First at 4. I'm Cuddy the Divine.
And I'm Joe Dana. 12 News is your election headquarters. We have live team coverage spread out across the valley for you.
That's right. The race getting the most attention is our state right now, Arizona governor, especially on the Republican side where things are really starting to heat up.
Yeah, kicking off our live team coverage on this election day, Team 12's Tram Mai.
That's right, and she is reporting from Kari Lake's campaign rally in Scottsdale. Hey, Tram.
Hey, you guys. Yes, that is right. We are live at the DoubleTree Resort in Scottsdale where the excitement is building. Let's give you a live look inside here where her staff is putting the final touches inside the DoubleTree Resort. They're doing an audio check. They're doing a visual check because come about 3 hours at 7 o'clock, that is when the party begins. You know, since June of 2021, her big push out of the gate since she announced her run for governor has been Arizona first. Kari Lake, of course, being backed and endorsed by former President Donald Trump. Her biggest opponent, Karen Taylor Robson, who is being backed by former Vice President Mike Pence, as well as our current governor, Ducey. And that is why this race is getting national attention. It is a dogfight. It is heated. Let's show you some video that was shot earlier this morning at 9 a.m. You can see that Lake herself voted at the Paradise Valley Town Hall, followed by a flock of reporters. Recent polls show that the former TV news anchor leading against Robson, anywhere between 9 to 18 points ahead of Robson. However, one poll by Emerson College shows the two Republican candidates in a dead heat. Regardless, Lake says she is going to take the run for governor step by step.
I mean, we're going to overwhelm the polls today. People are ready for a change in Arizona, and I'm humbled by it. I'm excited about it, and we're just moving forward. Today is the first step, and the next step is to take on and beat Katie Hobbs, and then after that, we go on to make Arizona the greatest state in the country.
And Lake has repeatedly said from the get-go that if she is governor of Arizona, she would start by building the wall, by finishing it. She would take back our border. She would also send more Arizona National Guard troops to the border to defend our border. She would also blow up cartel tunnels as well as surveillance drones. Again, this election party starts at 7 o'clock. That is when the polls close. Also, her supporters start rolling in at 6 p.m. We're going to be here all night. It's going to be a very long night, and we've got all the action covered for you right here on 12 News. We're live in Scottsdale. Tram Mai, 12 News.
All right, thanks, Tram. Meanwhile, real estate developer Karen Taylor Robson is also fighting to be Arizona's next GOP nominee for governor, and she's spending big to spread her message.
Team 12's Bianca Bono is joining us live from the Robson campaign rally at the Arizona Biltmore in Phoenix. Hi, Bianca.
Hey guys, yeah, we're live at the Arizona Biltmore where Karen Taylor Robson's primary night party is set to begin in just a few hours now. You could see the empty room and empty stage behind me, but that won't be the case for long. And to describe this race as one to watch is the understatement of the century, not just to voters here in Arizona, but Americans across the country are paying attention. It really is MAGA versus the GOP. And Taylor Robson is that establishment Republican candidate. She is a conservative through and through. She grew up in Mesa and grew up in a Republican family with both her father and her brother having political careers. Taylor Robson is a lawyer who worked for President Reagan out of college, then went on to a career in real estate development. She has shattered spending records, spending more than $15 million of her own money on this campaign. Soon we're going to find out if that pays off. Here's her brief message to voters that she put out on social media this morning.
Karen Taylor Robson here. It's election day. I need you to go out and vote for the only true Republican in this race. I'm counting on you to help me defend Arizona from the radical left. Head to govotearizona.com to find your polling location.
And as Tram mentioned, Taylor Robson has been trailing in most polls leading up to today, but she believes she's the candidate who can win in November. We talked to Taylor Robson about the doubts that her opponent has been casting over the election and election security. Find out what she has to say about that coming up in the next hour. For now, we're live in Phoenix. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thank you so much. On the Democratic side, Katie Hobbs, Arizona's current Secretary of State, has been defending Arizona's elections process since the last election. She wants to be the next governor.
Team 12's Colleen Sikora is following the campaign, and she joins us live from the Hobbs rally at the Crescent Ballroom in Phoenix. Colleen.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. We're standing outside waiting for them to open the doors here at 5 o'clock, and the party will get started later this evening. But both Secretary of State Katie Hobbs as well as her opponent, the business consultant Marco Lopez, are really vying for voters to mark their name on the Democratic ballot. But being our state's top elections official, Katie Hobbs is also keeping an eye on polling centers today as well. Hobbs says she's been working to make sure the primary is secure and safe for Arizona voters after conspiracy theories and debunked claims of voter fraud from the 2020 election have continued. And it was that election that kept Hobbs in front of the cameras battling the misinformation. Now, the polls have shown consistently that Hobbs is expected to win the primary. Here's what she had to say today about the race.
I'm really excited. I'm ready to get on with the general election, and whichever extreme Republican the party nominates, we're ready to take them on.
Now, Hobbs is up against business consultant Marco Lopez. He was the first Democrat to announce he was seeking the state's top office in March of 2021. He's now in the final push, hopeful that he'll beat what the polls are predicting.
I believe in the hearts of people. I believe that they want to be heard. And we've been the only ones listening to them. And so I expect a great result tonight.
We're obviously in the last few hours for people to drop off their ballots or to vote in person. But our coverage here of the Democratic nomination for governor is just getting started. We'll be inside here at Crescent Ballroom starting here in a little bit, and we'll have live coverage throughout the evening on 12 News and online at 12news.com. But for now, we're live in Phoenix. Colleen Sikora, 12 News.
All right, Colleen, thank you. From the crowded race for Arizona governor to another crowded race, especially on the Republican side, the race for U.S. Senate. Blake Masters is seeking the Republican nomination.
The previously unknown Masters burst onto the scene after getting Trump's endorsement. Michael Doudna, live from outside his campaign rally in Chandler. Michael, how are things going there?
Yeah, guys, I actually talked to Masters earlier today, and he says he's feeling good, but it just feels a little weird that after all these weeks of campaigning, of crisscrossing the state, that today just feels slow. All the ads have really aired at this point. He's done all the campaign events that he can, and now it truly is left to the voters to decide who exactly will face Mark Kelly in November. Now, Masters, of course, is the Trump-endorsed candidate in this race. He's received millions of dollars from his former employer and mentor, Peter Thiel, and throughout this campaign, Masters has made the border his #1 issue, claiming he will not vote for any long-term funding bill or Biden appointee until the wall is built. And he hopes tonight that his platform, coupled with the support of his mentor and a Trump endorsement, will have him facing Mark Kelly in November.
I'm a fighter. I know everyone says that, but I think people can tell I just mean what I say. 30 years from now, my boys, they're 8, 6, and 2 years old right now. 30 years from now, they'll be my age. And my wish for them and your kids and grandkids too is that they're living in a country that works.
Campaign event is supposed to really get started around 5:30, so they're still doing the setup behind me. They're hoping to fill up this entire green area, and we'll be here for all of it, keeping you updated with the Masters campaign as the results start to roll in. We're live in Chandler. Michael Doudna, 12 News.
All right, Michael, thank you. Well, despite being a lesser-known name, businessman Jim Lehmann is still a real contender for Arizona's next U.S. Senator.
The Lehmann campaign holding a rally in Scottsdale tonight. Erica Stapleton reports live for us there. Erica?
Hey guys, Jim Lehmann announced his candidacy more than a year ago, and it's been a lot of campaigning since then. His campaign said he has been out at polling sites today in Mesa, Scottsdale, and in Phoenix to really encourage people to get out and vote for him. Here's a quick rundown of what he has been running on and what he's like as a candidate. He's actually new to politics, having sold his solar panel company last year. He's self-funded, putting in $14 million of his own money, according to the FEC. His top priority is securing the southern border, and when we caught up with him yesterday in Central Phoenix before he cast his vote, he was confident despite Blake Masters leading in many polls.
We've worked hard on all the other candidates combined, but that's what you have to do to go deserve and earn the vote. As a business guy, as a veteran, right? You got to make sure that you're out there with the people. And I've heard loud and clear what their issues are.
The Lehmann campaign will be having a watch party here at the Scottsdale Resort at McCormick Ranch tonight. We are outside. The doors are set to open at 7, but we will be going inside and sharing results throughout the evening with you guys. For now, I'm live in Scottsdale. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.